This week, states lined up to block one of the biggest media mergers in years. A Chinese model appeared out of nowhere and rattled America's biggest labs. The AI sell-off deepened, and the real bottleneck under the boom turned out to be memory. And the White House opened a new front in the cyber war. This is the English Brief, weekly edition. 5 stories from the week's business and tech news, and 22 brand new words from this channel, plus a stack from last week, taught exactly where they belong, inside real news. By the end, you won't just know these words, you'll know the week. First, 30 seconds to bring you up to speed.
Bring someone up to speed. To give someone the latest information so they know what's happening. From the news. 30 seconds to bring you up to speed on the week. One more. Can you bring the new manager up to speed before Friday?
This week, the news broke that a group of states was preparing a lawsuit to block Paramount's merger with Warner Brothers. Paramount was trying to snap up the studio, to buy it quickly and decisively before anyone else could. Now the question wasn't whether they wanted the deal. It was whether they could pull it off, actually complete something difficult, against real resistance. Before a deal this size even reaches a courtroom, both sides run due diligence. The careful investigation of a company's finances, contracts, and legal risks before you buy it. You open the books. You check what you're really paying for. But no amount of due diligence protects you from a regulator who simply doesn't want the deal to happen. And that's the weapon behind the lawsuit, an injunction, a formal order that stops an action before it happens. Not a fine after the fact, a wall in front of the deal. For a merger, an injunction that holds is tantamount to a rejection. It's not literally a no, but it has the same effect as one. A deal you can't close is a deal that's dead. Here's the deeper lesson for anyone doing business. A merger doesn't just need money and lawyers. It needs buy-in, genuine agreement and support from everyone whose approval matters. Shareholders, boards, and, above all, regulators. Paramount had deal momentum. What the state's planned lawsuit exposed was the missing piece: regulatory buy-in. And in markets, some of this risk was already priced in. Investors had been betting the states might not let the deal move forward, but the actual lawsuit still put the whole thing at stake.
Snap up. To buy something quickly and eagerly before anyone else can. From the news, Paramount was trying to snap up Warner Brothers. One more, the concert tickets got snapped up in 2 minutes. Pull off. To succeed at something difficult. From the news, the question was whether Paramount could pull off the merger. One more, nobody thought we'd hit the deadline, but we pulled it off. Due diligence. The careful investigation of a business before you buy or invest. From the news, both sides run due diligence before a deal this size. One more, do your due diligence on the landlord before you sign the lease. Injunction. A court order that stops someone from doing something. From the news, the states prepared a lawsuit that could seek an injunction to block the merger. One more, the company won an injunction to stop the leak from spreading. Tantamount. Equivalent in effect to something, usually something bad. From the news. An injunction that holds is tantamount to a rejection. One more. Saying nothing here is tantamount to agreeing. Buy-in. Genuine agreement and support from the people whose approval you need. From the news. A merger needs buy-in from boards, shareholders, and regulators. One more, great idea, but you'll need the team's buy-in before we ship it.